Hi students. So from now today onwards we are going to start the revision of CET, NEET and JEE coaching to support our students, the outgoing batch. So here in motion a straight line, the distance and displacement related question. A particle covers one half of circle of radius r, then the distance and displacement of the particle r. So a particle covered one half of the radius r, one half of the circle of radius r. So it started from A, reached point B. What is distance and displacement? Here distance is half of the circumference of circle, that is pi r. Similarly, displacement is the shortest distance between starting point to ending point, that is from here to here. This is r, that is a 2r diameter. A similar problem based on distance and displacement. The displacement point of a wheel initially in contact with the ground. This is the ground, this is a wheel, this is a point which is in contact with ground. Here radius of the wheel is given as r. Now after half revolution, let us say the wheel has reached this position. This is the new position of this point. So it is rotating like this. So after rotating half revolution. So what is the distance traveled here? This is half revolution, means pi r, where r is the radius of this one. This is pi r. And this radius is r and diameter is 2r. What is the displacement from this point to this point? I want this. So this is given by pp dash is given by root over pi r square plus 2r square. So this will be pi square r square plus 4r square. R square you can bring it out. This is r common. So this will be pi square plus 4. So this is the displacement. Here the second option is correct. Next problem. The average speed and velocity. A car travels 240 km with the speed of 40, 320 with the speed of 80. What is average velocity? To find out average velocity or average speed, the formula is 2v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. Directly, if the distances are given, you can use this formula if the displacements are equal. But here, the displacements are unequal here, 240 and 320. This is for equal displacements. But if it is unequal displacements, then the formula will be V average is equal the displacements, total displacement x1 plus x2 by, and the total time taken is t1 plus t2. So this is t1 plus t2. So what is this x1? x1 is 240, x2 is 320, and the times are not given, but the speeds are given, velocities are given. So we know that velocity is equal to displacement by time and time is equal to displacement by velocity. So here what we can write? 240 by 40. This is 320 by 80. 80 fours, 4 sixes, 6 plus 4, 10. So V average is given by 3, 4, 5. So this is 560 by 10. So answer is 56 kmph. First option is correct. A similar problem on average speed. Here a car covered 1/3 distance with a speed 20, remaining with the speed 60. What is average speed? V average is called first distance 1/3, that is x by 3. Let us say total distance is x and remaining 2x by 3. This is the total distance by what is the total time taken? The time taken is t1 plus t2. So this x by 3 plus 2x by 3 will be x only. The initial time is x by 3 by 20. This is 2x3 by 60 x. Here x by 3 common, remaining 1 by 20. This is 2 by 60. This is x get cancelled. 1 by, this is 1 by 3. This is 60, 23. 3 plus 61, so 2. So this will be 1 by, this is 5 by 180. So now 5 ones, 5 threes, 36. So 1 by 36, V average is equal to 36 kmph. So option D is correct. Equations of motion. So here a freely falling body has velocity v after falling a distance through h. Distance it has to fall further for its velocity to become tripled. So this is a freely falling body. Here a body is falling. falling freely. Here velocity 0. So after traveling a distance, falling through a height h, its velocity was v. So when it fall through further distance, the velocity became 3v. So what is this they are asking? While falling, the body will have acceleration due to gravity, which is common. Here 9.8, here 9.8, here 9.8, here anywhere the acceleration due to gravity while falling down is positive, which is equal to 9.8. So acceleration in the first case, that means in this journey, is equal to in this journey. So a1 is equal to a2. Here we know the velocities and distances. So what we can write? v1 square minus u1 square by 2 x is equal to x1. v2 square minus u2 square by 2 x2. 2 to get cancelled. In the first case, what is final velocity? v. Initial velocity 0 by distance h. In the second case, final velocity 3v. Initial velocity v square by this distance is x. So this is v square by h is equal 9v square minus h square. This is 8v square by x. v square get cancelled by cross multiplication. Small x is equal to 8h. So the third option is correct. 4. A particle moving with a uniform acceleration is found to travel 35 meters in 8 seconds, 51 in 12 seconds. Velocity beginning of the 11th second. Beginning of the 11th second means end of the 10 seconds. So what is the velocity after 10 seconds? Instead of asking this, they may give what is the velocity at the end of 10 seconds. Both are same. Now here, let me use this formula. The displacement in the n second is given by v naught plus a of n minus half. Now, it is 35 meters distance. It travels 35 meters in 8 seconds. So this is v naught plus a into 8 minus half. Similarly, 51 meters in 12th second. So this is v naught plus a into 12 minus half. Subtract. These two get cancelled. 35 minus this one is minus 16. This is a of 8 minus of 7 and a half. That is 15 by 2 minus 24 minus 23 by 2. So minus 16 is equal to a of, this is minus 8 by 2. Here minus might get cancelled. This 8 ones, 8 twos get cancelled. Therefore, acceleration of this body is 8 meter per second square. But I want a velocity. For velocity, v is equal to v naught plus at. v is equal to v naught plus at. I know beginning of 11 seconds means 10 seconds. I got the acceleration. I want a initial velocity now. Substitute this in any one of the equation 1 or 2. So now 35 is equal to v naught plus 4 into 8 minus half. 35 is equal to v naught plus 4 into, this is 16, 15 by 2 to cancel, this is 30, so v naught is equal to 5. Now I want to find out velocity at the beginning of the 11th second or at the end of the 10th second. So v is equal to 5 plus, this is 4 into 10, so this is 45 meter per second. So answer is 45, option 2. Problem number 5, the displacement of a body moving along x-axis in uniform acceleration is given by this equation. Velocity of this body at instant of t is equal to 45 seconds. To find out velocity, you see this equation, differentiate this with respect to time, you will get velocity. Velocity is given by dx by dt. So d by dt of 0.5t plus 0.5t square. So this is 0.5, this is 0.05 into 2t. So this is 0.5 plus 0.1t. So this is velocity, but time is 45 seconds. v is equal to 0.5 plus 0.1 into 45. v is equal to 0.5 plus, this is 4.5. So answer is 5 meter per second. Option 4 is correct. Problem number 6. Here, the displacement particle varies as, so here it is given as root x is equal to 10t. Here if you see the options, in all these options, velocity and the time relation is asked. So now let me find out the velocity here. Root x is equal to 10t. So differentiating this with respect to time, you will get root x means 1 by 2 root x. With respect to time, this is dx by dt is equal to 10 into ratio of this one is 1. So this is 1 by 2 root x into velocity is equal to 10. So velocity is equal to 20 root x. So now I got the relation between velocity and the displacement. They are asking velocity and the time, velocity and the time. So now you can write v is equal to 20. What is root x? We know this is 10 t. So velocity is equal to 200 t. So here velocity, this is 200 is constant, directly proportional to time. Velocity of particle inversely proportional to time, so this is wrong. Velocity of particle directly proportional to time, so this option is correct. Problem number 7. A wooden block is dropped from the top of a cliff of 100 meters high. Simultaneously, bullet is fired. So this is a cliff. A wooden block is dropped and a bullet is fired here. The height of this one is 100 meters simultaneously. The velocity of this one is 50 meters per second. It is fired with a speed of 50 meters per second. Here dropped means velocity is 0. The height at which they meet each other. So the bullet will go up and this wooden block will reach here. So somewhere, let us say they are going to meet. So at what height from the ground they are going to meet? In general, in PUC, we need to use that formula x is equal to v naught plus half a square. We will get two equations. By using these two equations, you can solve this problem to get the time. After getting the time, you have to find out the height. But here, I am going to give a simple small technique, a trick here. Whatever the height is given, this is height, capital H, and velocity v. After how much time they are going to meet? So no need to worry here. V is equal to, we know that distance travelled by time. What is the velocity given in this problem? Only one velocity, 50. Here 0 is given, but we are not considering this one, 50. Distance or height of this tower, 100 by t. So 52. That means they are going to meet after 2 seconds. So what is the height reached by this bullet in 2 seconds? That is h. So h is equal to ut minus half z square as it is going up. H is equal to initial velocity 50 times 2 minus half into. They are asking us to take g is equal to 10 into 2 square. This is 5. So this is 100 minus this is 4 5 20. The height of this one is 80 meters. That means actual height of the tower is 100, but they are going to meet at a height 80 meters from the ground. The answer is 4. Problem number 8. The two ends of a train moving with constant acceleration passes a telegraph pole with velocity u and v. The velocity with which the middle point passes the pole. So this is a pole. This is a train. The initial, that means front portion crossed this pole with a velocity v, and back portion of the guard portion of the final portion of this train passed this with a velocity capital V. Now this is u and this is v. So what is the velocity with which this train will pass this pole? So this velocity I want, this is x. Here it is given that the train has a constant acceleration. That means acceleration of the front portion is equal to acceleration of the back portion. That means each and every bogie is crossing this pole with same acceleration. So acceleration is not changing. A1 is equal to A2. So what is here acceleration? Let us total length of the train is L. So this will be L by 2. So what is acceleration? Final velocity x square for this portion. X square minus u square by 2 into L by 2 is equal. For this portion final velocity v square minus x square by this distance 2 into L by 2. So this get cancelled. So this is x square minus u square is equal to v square minus x square. If this x square comes, this x square plus x square is 2x square is equal to v square plus u square. X square is equal to v square plus u square by 2. Or x is equal to the velocity with which the middle point passes the pole is given by root over v square plus u square by 2. And the option is 3. A body projected vertically upwards, the times corresponding to height h while ascending while descending are t1 and t2. What is velocity of projection? So this is the ground. A body is projected like this for a height of h. So let us say this height is h. While going up, the time taken is t1. So it went and while coming back, the time was t2. What is the velocity of projection? That means initial velocity u. How much? From this diagram, from here to here t. From here to here t2, so what is the velocity time taken for this one? This is also t1 only, because time of ascent is equal to time of descent here. The total time of flight is given by t1 plus t2, because from here to here t1, from here to here t2. So total time of flight is t1 plus t2, which is given by 2u by g is equal t1 plus t2. So g is given by g by 2 t1 plus t2. So this is the initial velocity of projection, which is given by g of t1 plus t2 by 2. Problem number 10. Water drops falls from rest from the nozzle of a shower on the floor 3.24 meter below. So this is the shower and the water drops are falling here. So this is the ground. The first drop strikes the ground. This is the first drop strikes the ground. When the first drop strikes the floor at instant, the fourth one begins to fall. So this is the fourth drop begins to fall. So in between we have third drop and also second drop. We know that for a freely falling body, the displacements covered in equal intervals of time will be in the ratio of 1:3:5:7 according to Galileo law of odd numbers. So if it is a x, this will be 3x, this will be 5x, 5, 8, 9. So total 9x is equal to the height of this shower from this one is 3.24. It is given in the problem as 3.24 here. So this will be 3.24. X is equal to 3.24 by 9. 3 3s, 3 1s, 8s. Once again you cancel 0.33s and 36. So 0.36. That means x is equal to 0.36. What they are asking? The position of third drop from the nozzle. So this is the nozzle, this is the third drop. That means they are asking x only. So answer is 0.36 meter. Number 11. A balloon rises from the rest with a constant acceleration of g/a. A stone is released from the it when it is height reached to a height h. The time taken by the stone to reach the ground is dash. So this is the ground. From here one balloon is going up and the acceleration of the balloon is g/8. Generally if a body is thrown vertically upwards, acceleration is minus g. But here as the balloon is connected to a source, the source is giving the constant acceleration which is equal to g/8. So it is starting from rest. So what is the initial velocity of balloon here on the ground? 0. And here after reaching a height h, a stone is dropped. Whenever a body dropped from a moving object, that body will travel with the moving object and then falls down. So as the balloon is rising up, it will go up and falls down like this. So what they are asking? Time taken by the stone to reach the ground. So this time I need to find out. So to find out this one, we have a tower formula. H is equal to minus ut plus half gt square, direct formula. So what is the height from which it is falling? H s minus u. So what is the velocity here? We know that here velocity of balloon is 0. Here let us say velocity is u. The velocity of balloon is equal to the velocity of the stone dropped here. So how to find this velocity? We know that v square minus u square is equal to 2as. The final velocity here u square. The initial velocity is 0 square 2. Here even though body is going up, but it is having a constant acceleration of g/8, not minus g/8. So you take g/8 into h. So 2 get cancelled. So u will be root over gh/4 or simply root gh/2. This is the velocity with which the body is stone is thrown. Now this will be given by root over gh/2. Time we are finding plus half into g into t square. This is a quadratic equation. So let me bring this one this side. This will become g/2 t square minus root gh/2 t. This one comes this side minus h is equal to 0. Now you multiply this with the 2 by g. Multiply with the 2 by g. So 2 by g will become, this will become t square. This will be root over gh/2 into 2 by g into t minus this is 2h by g is 0. Now you can cancel this g and g here. So this equation can also be written as root over. This will become root g get h by g. This is g/2, 2 get cancelled. This is h by g into t minus 2h by g. So this is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. We know that how to find out the t value. T is given by minus b plus or minus root over b square minus 4ac by 2a, which is going to root over h by g plus or minus, as we are finding time, only you take a positive values, root over b square is h by g minus 4a, c is minus 2h by g by 2. So this time is given by, this will be root over h by g plus, you can see this one 4 2s are 8 positive. So this is 8h by g plus h by g, 9h by g. You can write root over h by g into 3 by 2. You can see this one 3 plus 1 is 4. So this will be 4 root over h by g by 2. You can write 2 root over h by g, option 3 is correct. 12. 3 persons initial at the 3 corners of an equal triangle of side A. Side of this one is A. 3 persons are the 3 corners of this one, and each person is now moves with uniform speed v in such a way that the first person directly towards the second person directly towards third, and third towards the first. So he is the first person, second person, and third person. He is moving with velocity v, he is moving with velocity v towards second one, and third person is moving towards the first. As they are moving, so after some time second person will reach here, first person will, so he will try to move in this direction, he will try to move in this direction, he will try to move in this. So finally all the persons will meet at the centroid of this triangle. Now what they are asking, after how much time they are going to meet, the time of meeting here. So now let me draw the same diagram here, but with only this one. So this is centroid, this is the first person. So this will be half of it a by 2. The velocity actually it was given in this direction. This is not the velocity. The velocity of the first person is in this direction, and here angle is 30. So what is the velocity along this direction? V cos 30. Because total angle 60, this is V cos 30. Now the displacement here, from here to here, this is a by 2. So what is the displacement here? Displacement here, this is also angle 30. So let me take this displacement as x. So from this triangle, cos 30 is equal to a by 2 by x. Cos 30 root 3 by 2 is equal a by 2x, 2 to cancel. X is given by a by root 3. So now I got the displacement, and I know the velocity along this direction, that is v cos 30, that is v root 3 by 2. Now velocity is equal to displacement by time. Time is equal to displacement by velocity. Displacement is a by root 3. Velocity v root 3 by 2. So time is gone by, this is a by root 3. This is 2 by v root 3. So answer 2a by 3v. Here it is given as a second option. Problem number 13. A ball projected vertically upwards with a velocity of 24.5 meter per second from the bottom of a tower. So let me take a tower. So this is a tower, and a ball is thrown with a velocity of 24.5. Now it is going up. A boy who is standing at the top of the tower is unable to catch the ball when it passes him. So a boy is standing here while going up. While the ball is going up, he is unable to catch this one, and then in the upward direction. But the ball again reaches after 3 seconds. So ball went up and it is coming back. So while coming back, now he falling, he catches it. The velocity of the ball when the boy got it. So what is the velocity with which the ball has reached the boy's hand? Here, from here to here, while going up and coming down, the total time is equal to 3 seconds. You forget about this. You just consider only this motion. So from going up and coming down, total time is 3 seconds. So time of ascent plus time of descent is equal to 3 seconds. That is 2v by g is equal to 3. V is equal to 3g by 2. V is equal to 3 by 2, 9.8. So 4.9, 3 plus 15, this is 14.7 meter per second. So the velocity with which the person is able to catch the ball while coming down is 14.7, which is the third option is correct. A car starting from rest, that is initial velocity is 0, moves with an uniform acceleration of 10, that is, let me take this as alpha as 10 for some time, and moves with uniform rotation of 5, so let me take it as beta, and comes to rest finally. Total time of journey is 15 seconds. What is the displacement? This is a problem related to the graphs. So here let me draw the graph here. This is a velocity time graph. Initially it was at rest. Now it traveled with an acceleration of alpha is equal to 10. It reached some point. After that beta is equal to minus 5. That means this is beta is equal to minus 5. Now the total time of journey is equal to 15 seconds. So what is the displacement of this one? The displacement is given by here x is equal to ut plus half at square. So otherwise you can write v naught t, but v naught is 0. So the total displacement is half into, here we have two accelerations. These accelerations are going to be given by, this is alpha into beta by alpha plus beta into t square. Why? Because 1 by net acceleration is 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta. Now x is given by alpha into, you take only the magnitudes of this accelerations, but not the signs. So, minus is not required here. So, alpha is equal to 10 into 15 by 10 plus 5 into this 15 square. So, x will be given by, this is 50 by 15 into 15 into 15, 15 cancel. This is 15 into 5, 750 by 2. So, this will be 375 meters. Option 1 is correct. A body starting from rest. So, it is starting from rest. Initial velocity is 0. Moving along a straight line with constant acceleration. Variation of speed and distance is given by the which of the following graph. So, when the velocity, initial velocity is 0 and acceleration is constant, we need the relation between speed and the distance. So, v square minus v naught square is equal to 2as, here displacement s. This is already given as 0, v square is equal to 2as, v square directly proportional to s. So, I need to find out the graph in which these two quantities are directly proportional to each other, but one of them is the square of the velocity directly proportional to displacement, means it must be a parabola. So, in this equation, if you observe this formula, when the velocity increased by this one, let me take a small table here, this is velocity displacement. If velocity is 1, displacement is 2a into 1, so this is 1, let us say 2a is equal to 1. Now, then velocity is 2, that is v square means 4, displacement must be 4, this is 3, 9. So, when the velocity is gradually increasing, displacement is increasing too much. That is why displacement increasing to a greater value here, when the velocity is gradually increasing, displacement increasing more. So, option 2 is correct. 16, xt graphs of two particles are given, ratio of their velocities. We know that slope of position time graph gives velocity. So, v is equal to tan theta. Velocity is nothing but tangent angle made by this graph. So, by using this we can find out v2 by v1 is equal to 3:1. 17, the variation of velocity of particle moving along a straight line is illustrated in the following figure. The distance travelled by a particle in 4 seconds. So, this 4 seconds was the distance travelled. We know that area under VT graph gives the displacement. So, here let me divide this into 3 parts, 1, 2, so these 3 parts, that means total we will get 4 parts. So, what is the area of this triangle? What is the area of this rectangle? And this is a trapezium and this is one more rectangle. So, first let me take this one. Here total displacement is given by S1 plus S2 plus S3 plus S4. S1 is area of triangle, S2 is area of rectangle, S3 is area of trapezium and here is rectangle. So, total displacement is given by half into base is 1, height of this one is 20, second one, this is 1, this is 20, this is 20 into 1 rectangle, third one trapezium, half into height 1, sum of the two sides, this is 10 and 20, that is 20 plus 10, this is area of the trapezium, and the fourth one 1 into 10. So, now this can cancel here, the total displacement is given by 10 plus 20 plus this is 30 by 2, this is 15 plus 10, 10, 25, 45, 55. The total displacement in this problem is 55, option 3 is correct. 18th problem, VT graph of car is given, now they are asking displacement. In the previous problem it was distance. So, distance is always positive, but displacement is, it may be positive or negative. You see this graph, this is the actual graph given here. Now, what is the area of this one? So, this is the first area of one rectangle, then one triangle and then one more triangle whose displacement will be negative because the velocity is negative. Now, the total displacement is given by sum of the 3. The first one length into height, that is 10 into time 5 seconds. Second one half into 5 into 10. The third one minus of half into 10 into 10. So, this is 50, this is 25 minus this is 5, 50, cancel. So, answer is 25 meters. It takes 20 minutes for a passenger standing on an escalator to reach the top. So, it took 20 minutes for a person to standing on an escalator to reach the top. So, this is the top. So, this escalator, when he was standing on this one, it already took 20 minutes. Now, second part, if the escalator does not move, if it takes 30 minutes for walk. So, this is when escalator is moving. If escalator is rest, if the person is walking, he is taking 30 minutes to reach the top. Now, in the third case, the person is walking on the moving escalator. Both person and escalator are moving. Then how much time will take to reach the top? Here. So, in the first case, let the total distance is x. Here this is x, this is also x. So, the x is given by velocity of the escalator into time. That is, x is equal to velocity of escalator into 20 minutes. Let me take it in 20 minutes because I want to answer in the minutes only. So, the velocity of escalator is given by x by 20. Now, in the second case, what I am going to do, the person is walking, so he is traveling only the x distance only. Velocity of person into 30 minutes. So, what is the velocity of person? X by 30, this is equation 2. Now, if both are moving, then we need to consider the relative net velocity, which is given by the x is equal to velocity of person plus velocity of escalator into t. So, in place of x, I am going to write x only. Velocity of person, here I got x by 30. This is x by 20 into t. X get cancelled. 1 is equal to, this is 60 to 3 into t. So, this is 5t is equal to 60. So, t is equal to 12 minutes. So, the answer is third. Problem number 19, 20. Here in this problem, the train is moving in the direction 2 meters per second and a person inside this one is moving in the opposite direction. As these two velocities are equal and opposite, for any observer, he appears to be at rest. So, that is why the velocity will be 0. So, option 2 is correct. 21. Wind is blowing west to east along this one. So, whenever a problem is given, you write north, south, east, west like this. So, here wind is blowing from west to east. So, this is the wind direction. Here one train is going towards this one with velocity v. One more train is also moving in opposite direction with the same velocity v. It is found that the steam track of one train is double to the other. That is, steam track means, let us say velocity of wind is w. That net velocity is given by v plus vw is equal twice that of the other one, that is v minus vw. V plus vw is equal to 2v minus 2vw. If in this one 3vw is equal to 2v minus v, that is v. So, what they are asking, velocity of each train, 3 times the velocity of the wind. So, 3 times that of wind, option 3 is correct. 22, water in a river flowing at a speed of 5 meters per second. So, this is a river in which water is flowing at the rate of 5 meters per second. A boat that can be rowed at 10 meters per second in still water goes down the stream for 1 minute. So, this is a boat whose velocity is 10 meters per second in still water. So, this is a boat whose velocity of boat is 10 meters per second in still water, but it is going down the stream, that means along the stream for 1 minute. So, only for 1 minute. So, travel for from here to here, let us say some distance x for 1 minute. And retrace its path, that means it went from here to here and it is coming back, retracing its path. Now, how long will it take further to reach the starting point? So, let us say starting point is A, this point is B. So, for A to B, from A to B, we need to consider velocity of boat plus velocity of the water. So, displacement x is equal to velocity of boat plus velocity of water into time. Here times are given in minutes only. So, x is equal to, we do not know, but we know these two velocities, that is 10 plus 5 into t. So, here t is given as 1 minute. So, this is 15 units. 15 units. Now, while coming back from B to A, it is going to travel the same distance x. which is given by velocity of boat minus velocity of water into T dash. Why? Because now the boat is going upstream. So this will be 15, which is given by velocity of boat is 10, velocity of water 5 and T dash. So this is 5 for 3, so T dash will be in 3 minutes. So while going down it is taking only 1 minute, but while going up it will take 3 minutes. So option 1 is correct. 23. A car starts from rest and moves with an acceleration of 1 meter per second square. So this is a car which is starting from rest. So velocity of the car initially 0 and it is moving with an acceleration of car is 1 meter per second square. Just at this instant, bus starts moving in the same direction. So at the same time, when bus is starting in the same direction with uniform velocity 10. If car is behind the bus, that means bus is in front of the car. So velocity of bus is equal to 10 meter per second. Initial distance between these two, it is given as 48 meters. So the time that car takes to reach the bus is dash. Now here, this is a relative motion. We can write x is equal to v naught t plus half a t square. It can be used for one body or two bodies in relative motion. So this I am going to write displacement of the car minus displacement of the bus is equal velocity of car minus velocity of bus, both are initial velocities time, plus half into the acceleration of car minus acceleration of bus into t square. Remember students, while writing this one, if you take car and bus first, here also car and bus, you have to follow the same order. So what is the displacement of the car to reach the bus? Here these two are 48. Bus will travel some distance and the car has to travel this plus 48. Let us say this is S. So the total distance to be covered by car is equal to S plus 48, but distance traveled by the bus will be S. So what is the distance covered by the car? This is S plus 48 minus distance covered by bus S. So you can cancel these two. Velocity of all initial velocities only. Here this is initial velocity. So car initial velocity 0. Initial velocity of bus is 10 into t plus half into the acceleration of car is given as 1. Bus speed is 0. Why? Because bus acceleration is 0. Why? Because it is traveling with constant velocity into t square. This is how you have to write. So this will become 48 is equal minus 10t plus half t square. This is the quadratic equation. Multiply with 2. You will get 96 is equal minus 20 plus t square. So t square minus 20t minus 96 is equal to 0. Now this 96 we have factors which are 48 into 2, 24 into 4. This is enough. T square minus 24t plus 4t. So this will be 20 minus 96 is 0. So now you can take t minus 24 and this you can t of t minus 24 plus t of 4 of t minus 24 is equal to 0. So this is t minus 24, this is t plus 4 is equal to 0. Here if you take this one, t will become minus 4, which is impossible. So t must be plus 24 seconds. So after 24 seconds car reaches the bus, option 2 is correct.